So, there are two common, at least on the internet I've found, there are two common memes that you find with Junji Ito, and funny enough, both of them are in the GYO book, because you've got the shark bursting through a door, and then there are two shorts at the end, and one of them is the holes in the cliffside, and then it's like, this is my hole, this was made for me. So like, if you're looking for the memes, GYO has both of them.
Land
but
shark.
Yes, so this guy, GYO is so weird. It's so like, so with GYO, it starts out with this couple, they're fishing on a boat, and like the girlfriend is like really susceptible to smell and whatnot, and they make it back to land, but like something reeks of death, and like they're like trying to figure out what it is, and all of a sudden they see like a rotting fish with legs in the corner of the room, and everything starts to spiral from there, as all of a sudden other creatures from the sea, including sharks and at one point a whale, all start skittering onto land on four legs. As the story goes on, and we find out that like what we think is just sea creatures growing legs and moving the land is all of a sudden just something darker and more twisted, and you think you know what's happening, but then they start throwing more curveballs, and it also part of the reason why GYO is number 3 for me is just it gets gross.
It does.
It gets very gross, but like it's still like interesting at the same time. It's also the one where it's just kind of got the weird humor, because at one point in time there's just a random fucking circus that's exploiting the situation, and just weird.
Yeah. You gotta throw some stuff in there once in a while. Just break it up. With some variety.
Yeah. Now, how did you feel about this one, especially since you have your fear of sharks and water? How did you handle the sharks on land?
It was... I was able to get over it. I mean, it's a lot easier reading something rather than watching something in terms of that, you know, the fear of being in open water and there's sharks and so I'll never go in the ocean ever again. It's a lot easier just to read it and knowing that it's Junji Ito and it's over the top. It was fine. But as the book as a whole, I mean, I appreciated it. My love of, I don't know, just dead things in general, but dead being not necessarily possessed, but just the over-the-top ridiculousness of nature and things that you can't control. All of a sudden, you know, there's all these different aspects going on. I don't want to spoil too much for those that haven't read it, but it's definitely crazy.
Yeah. And again, very gross.
It gets gross.
This is one where it's just like not that you're obvious... With any one of these, you're only visually seeing it, but the fact that they bring up smell a lot, and a very important thing factors into it. Yeah. But just know that the sharks on land is only the beginning of the horrors that wait in GYO. And yeah, this is another one. Like, this is, of the 3 series, this is the shortest of the 3, because this one was definitely more so just shorter chapters. It's around the same amount of chapters. It's just that like the chapters in GYO are a lot shorter. But I definitely want to talk about, at least quickly, the fault, or Amagazi fault, or whatever the name of the holes in the wall one is. Just the fact that it's such a meme, like this hole in the wall is meant for me, and all these people are suddenly just like walking up to it and going into the walls and never coming out, and the twist at the end is just kind of like, oh. it's definitely meme worthy. It's a good short story. The twist at the end is definitely the scariest part of it. I mean, other than just going into a wall and never wanting to come out. More so, you can't get out because you can only keep going forward. But despite being a meme, it still has a interesting ending.
Yes.
It's not necessarily one of my favorites of the short stories because there are other ones that I find more interesting, but
it's nice because it's a meme.
it is. I agree.